Hello, good morning. Welcome to JoyNews Desk. We're coming to you live from our studios in Kokomlemle. Coming up this morning, Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association criticizes Communications Minister for unilaterally charging television stations $15,000 a month or risks shutdown from the DTT platform.
Of the broadcasters on the DTT platform pay for using it as I speak. And this situation cannot continue in our current economic state.
Also this morning, women engaged in traditional fishmongering exposed to various smoke-related health risks. We'll hear the stories of some fishmongers in Jamestown here in Accra and get the thoughts of health and environmental experts on safer options available to them in processing fish for us to consume. And in today's episode of Stories of Hope, we'll bring you the inspiring story of a 61-year-old man who is braving the odds and resisting the easier option of depending on his family for livelihood despite his visual impairment. The Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association has criticized the Communications Minister Eslo for unilaterally imposing a $15,000 a month charge on television stations or risk being shut down from the digital terrestrial television platform. The Communications Minister, while responding to questions in Parliament yesterday, noted the government will no longer bear the cost of the DTT platform, warning that media houses will be cut off starting January next year if they refuse to pay.
None of the broadcasters on the DTT platform pay for using it as I speak. And this situation cannot continue in our current economic state. GIBA is not a broadcaster hosted on this platform. So I don't know in which capacity they would be acting. They have constituent members who are broadcasters on the DTT platform, but none of them have paid a peswa to date for being hosted on the platform. So it is not correct to state that any entity being hosted on the platform has paid for being hosted on it. They have not. There is actually matters pending in court because they have been notified that government has indicated that it cannot continue to pay for the operations and maintenance of this DTT platform. And so the users of the platform must pay for the services that they use. That notification has been sent to the broadcasters being hosted on the platform. Some of them are negotiating with the management of the DTT platform as to payment terms for it. Others are adamant that government should continue to pay. But my answer is clear. The government says it cannot continue to pay for it. So if they do not pay for it, unfortunately, we may find ourselves in the situation where we cannot receive TV broadcast signals because the platform will be shut down for non-payment of the operational expenses that it incurs. It is incurring. So I think it's incumbent on all of us to work together to ensure that this critical national information infrastructure stays operational.
Away from that, Ghana's fishing industry is the lifeblood of its economy. It provides livelihoods to 2 million people, that is 1 in every 16 Ghanaians. From a plow to keep 3 points, artisanal fishers supply 80% of the fish we eat. One method of processing the fish is more dangerous than all the others, according to experts. That's preservation by smoking for sale. The job falls exclusively to women, as Owusu Asiedu found when he visited the coastal Accra community of Jamestown. In this collaboration with New Narratives, the health impacts are injuring the women who do it. There's more in this report. Ghana's fishing industry is the lifeblood of the economy, providing livelihoods to 2 million people, or 1 in every 16 Ghanaians. From Aflao to Cape 3 Points, artisanal fishers supply 80% of the fish we eat. One aspect of the fish processing is more dangerous than all the others, according to experts: the smoking of the fish to preserve them for sale. This job falls exclusively to women. As Prince Owusu Esiedu found when he visited the coastal Accra community of Jamestown, in this collaboration with new narratives, the health impacts are causing harm to the women who do it. On a recent morning here in Jamestown, the scent of the fish fills the air, and the sound of seagulls echoes through the skies as men, women and children pull boats ashore and sort a mountain of fish. Abigail is the third generation of women in her family who have done this work, but she may be the last. Abigail has watched the toll the smoke has taken on her mother, Mansa Tete's health over the last 30 years.
What mommy me? Because of last week, any be a war, but she heko. I may would you fan wa me. I may him barmena. Casibina, and I make a televia, no chumomi. I when I may own Casibini, was some charm and a charm.
Abigail says after 30 years smoking fish, the signs of her mother's suffering were clear: red eyes and blurred vision, a persistent cough, chest pains and sleepless nights.
What be no be, what's have no be, or would jam going born. How can you what the more like can be a levanya fetamino or TD in Dan Joe me be an infame in a can call not to form back.
Abigail's mother was admitted to Kolebu Teaching Hospital in Accra with a severe case of malaria that had taken hold of her weakened body. Abigail remembers those agonizing days.
Kolebu, Benny, be a Jamestown where you are. Hela fail and you're serious, Kolebu. Or Kolebu don't have a hospital, cannot find a Kashibin in your charm.
Mansa Tete is one of thousands of Ghanaian women who are suffering from the health impacts of smoking fish. Smoking is a vital part of the fishing industry, taking fresh fish from the sea and preserving it without the need for refrigeration. As much as 90% of the fish Ghanaians eat is smoked. But the traditional way of smoking fish, over firewood, in metal drums or mud stoves, exposes women to a range of health problems, from respiratory illnesses to eye irritations and headaches. Doctors say it can cause cancer and make health problems such as tetanus, malaria life-threatening. It's not just killing Ghanaians. Researchers estimate that there are 6 million fish smoking ovens in West Africa alone. None of this is news to the women here in Jamestown. The situation is dire. In Jamestown alone, around 150 fishmongers out of a nationwide total of 170,000 are grappling with the effects of air pollution caused by their work, says the Fishmongers at Jamestown and Fish and Processing Traders Association here. It's not just the women who face the smoke. They expose unborn children when pregnant and children and babies who are with them when they work. The lungs of children and small babies are even less able to deal with the pollutants. Doctors warn that children exposed to smoke can suffer asthma and issues with brain development. The women know this too, according to this mother. It is a constant story here. All the women I speak with say they know the dangers. They would leave the job if they could get an alternative way of making money.
Lion work a shall be a first or wing me. Last week, first or wing me. One I go like a Jena. Nicola, quite light me, a few more red go green. One, ala fi otasun kejena
gona ka wada agbe sinike nu ele ko so tonu tole sika wada agbe ko sini unu entode ke be no do moye be tobo be ka fe na ka gbogbo mo ba nu pure water fe such as mu ni odomo no do mo unu na no ya no ba bo nunu
eya shemechi I'm doing it to I am my that's for when I do agro. It's all per so and I am in it machine. I did but me try and to tell Obi and one of Beijing. And Papa so a duma and see I'm the neighbor. I got me Obi Beijing and can make my Johnny Panama. I was sure, but me no be no shred. And tell I am the neighbor a duma soon. Come in, but as she call him now, Ubre, but I will duma and to me die.
The implications are grave, not only for the present, but for the future generations as well. But health experts say there are ways for women to reduce their risk. Women are urged to reduce the time they spend with the smoke, to smoke outdoors with ventilation where possible, and to keep babies and children away from the smoke. Dr. Amwa also urges families to buy improved smoke stoves, now accessible in local markets, to further reduce exposure. As we reflect on the challenges faced by our fishmongers, let's remember the silent struggle against the smoke. This story sheds light on a hidden peril, a reminder that progress should never come at the cost of health. From the shores of Jamestown, let's join hands in supporting these resilient fishmongers on their journey towards safer and more sustainable practices. Join us next time on Life's Twists and Turns for more stories that explore the human spirits and yielding strength.
Deputy Director in charge of the Climate Change Department at the Environmental Protection Agency, Dr. Entry Amwa, says women can reduce their exposure to the associated health risks by using smoke-free stoves, among other options. He joins us live via Zoom with more. Grateful for your time, sir. The impact of this processing method goes beyond the women engaged in it. How about the environment in general? Hello, sir.
Hello?
Yes, I'm grateful for your time. I'm asking about the impact of this processing method on the environment in general.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So basically, the processing uses biomass, what we call fuel wood. And this fuel would actually, depending on the amount that is being used, emits smoke. And the smoke also has some elements. Some of them are particulate matter, others are carbons, especially carbon monoxide, that are harmful to the environment and then also to human health. And so, yes, because of the processing mechanisms, the impact on the environment is negative. And then also the impact on human beings' health is also negative.
To what extent should the community in which these processing happens be concerned, and what can be done to reduce or mitigate the effect?
I think the first thing is to, there are two levels of approach. One is about awareness, so that the people who are there doing the activity, they themselves, because it's their livelihood, they don't have to accept, or they don't want to accept the fact that it is bad for their health, because they keep on giving you stories or maybe narratives that, oh, our mothers, our forefathers have been doing this work for a very long time, and they lived longer. That is their impression, which is never true. And so we need to probably create awareness with maybe evidence of the implications. Second level has to be with the activity that they do itself, maybe the design of the facility. We can make the technology a bit cleaner so that an improved technology that will divert the smoke from affecting the people directly and then maybe diverting it to somewhere else. Of course, it also has implications on the environment, but to the human health, it is positive because in this case, there's a chimney created where the smoke is diverted from the environment. In that case, we can be able to reduce the implications. I'm saying this because the studies that I did at Mori and then Elmina, there were two types of design. There was one that we used improved stoves. We measured the level of carbon monoxide and particulate matter that are emitted. And then we also did a design that it is open like the one that you are showing, which is just a normal design. And that one also faces them directly. So the levels of this type of design was more than 3 times compared to the improved cook stove. So it's important to also calculate from that angle.
Doc, how do we deal with this local perception? Because you know that, I mean, it's an old age tradition and people feel that this is really the only way we know. And how do we now make them understand the best way of processing and preserving fish for the buy market?
Okay, so for example, I measured for the to the smoke. Also, I measured how it affects their lungs and their hearts, and then also how it also affects their they get a lot of headache and so on and so forth. So they themselves were giving us feedback that were reported apart from the data that was collected with gadgets. They gave us implications that they are not feeling well, they feel dizzy, the eye itches, and so on and so forth. So we may have to maybe use their own assessment as the education point so that we can start the education from there, trying to let them understand the implications that this could have long term. Maybe when they are young, they might not see the need, but once they grow older, I think coupled with some biological effects, this can be what escalated. And this is where probably we can start looking at it from.
Dr. Intramo, I'm grateful for your time. He's Deputy Director in charge of climate change at the EPA. Let's get to today's stories of hope. We'll be telling you the remarkable resilience of Clement, a 61-year-old man who has not allowed his visual impairment to hinder his ability to provide for himself. Peter Seno has more.
We take you to Likpe Kukrantumi in the Gwan district of the Oti region, where Clement, against all odds, from age 15, is hoping things would turn out better for him someday. He says only 2 of his other 5 siblings could see. The rest 4 of them have had to endure with visual impairment for the rest of their lives. Now, at age 61, Clement lives a solitary life in this house. A death trap, I should say, because the mud ceiling keeps dropping off on him due to perforated roofing sheets that leak badly anytime it rains. His companion, this radio set, keeps him abreast of current affairs.
46054348.
Despite his visual impairment, he has over 3 acres of cocoa farm and at least 4 ropes of maize farm to his credit. He leads me to his farm. We are in his farm and a cottage, I must add. Before he gets to his farm, there is this dangerous crossing.
La de vorake. Tonya la de jivile nyɔnu matɔn gake nɔnye la ejimia made.
My name is Clement Yao Ata. I am 61. 5 women were with my father, but my mother had 6 of us. I am the eldest, but only 2 among us could see. The rest 4 of us have visual impairment. My grandfather, which is my father's father, had same challenges with his eyes, so I don't know if it is hereditary. But we used to see. I was seeing until age 15. It just started gradually and worsened.
Okay,
He says finance is his immediate challenge as he could not do much this year due to lack of funds. My health became a challenge at a point, coupled with finance and how to feed myself. I have maize, but how to get the rest of the ingredients to have a good meal is a challenge. Sometimes I cook akple and add salt and eat, and sometimes I mash it and take it in. Sometimes some people sort me out with food. One of my friends even asked me to be taking supper in his house. He has been providing me with dinner since 2015. Theft of his produce is another challenge he lamented. He says some unscrupulous persons steal his farm produce, including harvested cocoa beans. They steal my cocoa beans, plantain, cassava, and even fowls I used to rear here. He says he has depended largely on the benevolence of other people to survive, including feeding and clearing of his farm. Victor is one of the neighbors on the farm. He says they have to help him with the clearing sometimes. Foyao is like a father to us in the bush. We come to stay with him to make him happy and help him clear his farm. I was going to my father, but have to stop by and spend some time with him. Clement demonstrates how he takes care of his farm. He feels the weeds with his hand to be sure he is not cutting down his cocoa seedlings. Yes, it is weed. It is weed. But what do his immediate neighbors have to say about him? Daniel is one of them.
I know him as a disabled man. And secondly, at the same time, he worked hard. He used to farm. He has a cocoa farm, and even sometimes I doubt how he's able to plant the cocoa, and when the cocoa, the farm is bushing, how he used to clear it. So one day I asked him that how did he manage to weed under the cocoa, but the man told me that he used his hand to touch the leaves. So that will let him know that this is cocoa and this is glass. So this man, I cannot tell, I can't say it because he's a wonderful worker. Wonderful, very wonderful. He cannot see, but always hardworking man.
But what is motivating him to keep striving? I asked.
I
have the hope that one day my situation will get better. My prayer and supplication to God is that He should help me and grant me the desires of my heart. My greatest desire is to build a house. If I get my house, then I can think of marriage. Of course, I wish to get married. As for the women, they are available. If I do not have a decent place to live, how can I take care of my wife and children? Those are the things I am considering, which is why it seems I do not care. For his wishes to come to reality, we must support him. Peter Sanu for JoyNews.
We can now go back to our earlier story where the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association is criticizing the Communications Minister, Eslo Wusu, for unilaterally imposing a $15,000 a month charge on television stations or risk being shut down from the digital terrestrial television platform. Reacting to the minister's threat, GIBA President Cecil Sunkwamil says consultations were not concluded before she went ahead to fix the charges. I've been joined by Cecil Sunkwamil for more on this. I'm grateful for your time, Mr. Mills. You say the Communication Minister did not finish consultation with you in any form before announcing these charges? Hello, Mr. Sunkwamil. Kindly unmute for me. Okay, there seemed to be a connection problem. Mr. Sunkwamil, if you can hear me, I'm asking if there was no consultation at all. If there was, where did you reach before the minister announced these charges? Hello, Mr. Mills. Can you unmute for me? Yes, please. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Okay. All right. Thank you. The last engagement was actually an engagement done with through the Parliamentary Select Committee for Communications this year. We had a list of concerns. And one was included the pricing regime. Others were the absence of a policy for the DTT migration, which would have also catered for the challenge we have today. The other was the absence of a board and a management team, which was actually part of what the draft policy had intended, and also some stations that had been tendered. After that meeting, there was supposed to be a follow-up meeting as per the Parliamentary Select Committee. That was the decision of the day. But unfortunately, the next day, stations got invoiced on a fee which we refer to as arbitrary. And because there's a process for setting these fees, and GIBA believes that process has not been followed. And so what we had to do in that case, since an invoice and what it meant, put a deadline on stations and pressure, so we actually sought the opinion of the courts. So we're currently in court for that interpretation. Okay. And we also, that's where we are now. So
your challenge, is it with the process that was not followed, or it is with the amount of money being charged? Which one exactly are you making a case for?
Yeah, one runs into the other, because if we had gone through the process, then an appropriate fee would have been decided by the appropriate act, which is the fees. Currently, we have the Fees and Rates Act, which has come through, and there's a process that follows after that to allow that act to play. So that process would have determined the fee. But it's important to note that GIBA or any station, be it GIBA or non-GIBA members, have never disagreed on paying any fee for carriage. That is absolutely an essential part of broadcasting, and we understand that it must be paid. So there is no objection.
Did you suggest any amount that you feel is reasonable? I mean, in terms of the $15,000 that the minister announced?
Unfortunately, GIBA was not invited to that meeting, but our members were there. And our members asked the ministry to explain how they came about the figure of, it was 15 and was discounted apparently to 10, which came up on the invoices. and they asked for a breakdown, which the ministry had said they would share, but they never did. And that's where we are. So we do not even know how they came about the fees. It's important to note that broadcasters may have there are other modes of delivery of broadcasting in the country, and we have an idea of some rates, though they are commercial rates. So a discussion would have solved the problem of numbers.
So what are you seeking from the court right now?
Well, we're seeking from the court an interpretation of the mandate of the minister to fix such fees and to further terminate the services of some station under the regime of fees. So that is currently in.
And what's the update from court? All right, so there seemed to be a connection problem with Mr. Sunkwa Mills. If you are back, I'm asking what has become of the case, a bit of an update of how the case has traveled. Hello, Mr. Sunkwa Mills? All right, so there's a connection challenge there, but bottom line, they are seeking the court to interpret the mandate of the minister in fixing such charges. Definitely, I'm sure that will give them a sense of how to move forward from here. Definitely, we are monitoring this. We'll bring you more in our subsequent bulletin. The national right, Mr. Sunkwa Mills. So I was asking for an update on how the case has traveled so far. Hello, Mr. Sunkwa Mills.
Sorry.
Yes, so before I lost you, I was asking you to update me on the case in court. How has it traveled so far? Right, so the connection won't allow us, but we definitely know that it's in court. We'll follow it and bring our viewers updates on this case. Now, the founder of Sunshine Children Foundation, Debbie France, has observed that education is a powerful change agent in children's lives in order to create a better future for themselves and the society at large. To achieve this, she has charged government to prioritize education, particularly for children. She made the observation at the launch of Sunshine Children Foundation, an education-centered not-for-profit organization. Elikem Day has more in this report.
According to the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, approximately 250 million children are currently out of school across the world. A 2022 World Bank report puts Ghana's figures at 265,188 as of 2020. In a bid to check the worrying situation, a child-centered education NGO has been established. The NGO, Sunshine Children Foundation, has the objective to sponsor the education of needy but brilliant children in Ghana. Founder of the foundation, Debbie France, emphasized the need for government of Ghana to prioritize children's education. She shares the foundation's plans in providing support for beneficiary children while soliciting for more help.
It's been a pet project on my heart for a very long time. I've always wanted to work with kids, and the time is just right. We are going to assist needy children in their pursuit of education because we believe that education is a powerful change agent in children's lives to create better futures for themselves and for the society at large. So we intend to assist needy kids and the privileged kids in their pursuit of education through fundraising. So we call on everyone, individuals, organizations, to reach out to us. We've been recognized by the Ghana Revenue Authority as a charitable organization and have been given tax exemption status for all our donors to get tax relief on their donations. So that's great incentive. So I chose Namibia because I really liked what Mr. Paul Anaba has been doing since 2004. He houses 44 children here and houses 43 in Bolgatanga. We are helping them today with 50,000 Ghana cedis to complete their sick bay and baby's room. Because as you see, where he has is not quite big, with 44 children in there. So the sick bay, we are helping to finish the sick bay and the baby's room for them.
A check of 50,000 Ghana cedis was donated to assist the children's home at the orphanage. The director of Nyamidua Children's Home, Paul Anaba, called for more support to enable many children access education.
I started this journey since 2004. I started with 4 children, up to 9 children, and I've been working with Department of Social Welfare. The orphanage has been Lances. We don't have children by ourselves, but Department of Social Welfare, they bring the children here for shelter. And then as a founder, that's where my passion is. God brought me to spend time with, give them quality time, give them education, and to protect them so that they won't be in the street. And today's program has been wonderful. The Sunshine Foundation is a foundation that is impacting life. They want to make difference in the lives of the children, which is the same goal Nyamidua is also looking for. It's a shelter that gives life, gives support, and give good health for the less privileged. So that's how I've been doing for all the years with my wife, and then I have workers who are helping me to give back to society by keeping these children and give them education. Since we are doing the sick day, we need first aid. We need the nurses, even not even giving us, you can come. Show us how to give this medicine to these students. It's also another work. We need bears, baby bears, so that we can put it in the sick bay, so that these children, we need toys, so that when they're sick and they are there, they should be able to go around. You don't just go and put them there. We need bases that we can put in their beds, and then they should sleep well. We need better for them. We don't just do it just like that. So we need people to come and help us so that we get it going.
The Sunshine Children's Foundation was launched at the Nyamidua Children's Home at Nanakrom within the Adentan municipality. Elikem Day's report read to you.
Are you comfortable with the fact that with a click of a button, all the information you need on an important subject is available to you and breaks down complex subjects to your simplest understanding? Or a robot doing some basic household chores? This is the new reality with the advancement in technology and artificial intelligence. But all opinions are divided on this subject. While some enjoy the comfort that comes with this development, some fear the development will render people jobless. Prince Kwame Kudoga has more in this report.
Artificial intelligence is here to stay. AI is changing the way businesses operate, driving innovation, making work easy, and improving the lives of millions of people across the globe. The use of AI is gaining ground in Africa. Many use AI tools for many interesting works, including helping boys win the hearts of girls.
Like this, sometimes it's a girl. I the girl for text now, but Charlie, like the way they text me, somebody say no the good. So I take past there, we are giving some certain words. I'll take go to the way with them. So me, in terms of texting, then certain stuff, they are good.
While many are happy with the convenience that comes with these developments, some are also worried about AI-powered robots replacing them in the job market.
Conversation about AI, if you die, in a way they help, but in a way too, Charlie, I ask you to talk like you will take over people that are jobs. It will be true. For the job owners, then their entrepreneurs, you will help them. Because you will reduce the labor way they will pay people to do some certain jobs. If they just get some machines and get the AI and program them, we will do a lot of things in a short while. But we will really one job and things in a way, Charlie, it will help because it will reduce employment.
The Director General of the Ghana-India Kofi Annan Center of Excellence, Dr. Collins Yeboaferi, believes AI will rather make work easy.
I honestly don't think that AI is going to take your job per se, right? It will make your job doing even easier. It will provide you the information that you may not necessarily otherwise have found easily. It will make it easier for you to get the data that you need in doing your job.
He also wants Parliament to pass a law to regulate the use of AI in the country.
if the government, and I'm hopeful, that we regulate the space well. Even now in the US Congress, they are all struggling to regulate the AI space. So it's a novel thing. It just came and dumped on us that we are all trying to figure out how to play with it. So it's the regulation that will make it relevant, and then that will make it usable. It will make it more relevant to our lives that we live. If it's not regulated and people are using it to abuse others and other things, then you know that those will be the dangers that we don't want our citizens to fall in. So the regulation regime should be very important and authoritative. I think that's where I advise the government to go.
It is a complex landscape of excitement and fear of the unknown. The key lies in finding a middle ground where technology augments human capabilities without overshadowing or replacing them entirely.
We're still live on JoyNews Desk. Let's take a break. We'll bring you business.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Patrons of the Capital Market Quiz have described the competition as educative and called for its expansion to cover all second cycle institutions in Ghana. The quiz, which assesses the knowledge of students on the capital market and its related branches, seeks to improve financial literacy among the youth. Prempeh College beat Presbyterian Boys Senior High School by 0.5 points to win the 2023 edition. Here's more.
The finals of the 2023 Capital Market Quiz competition saw Prempeh College, Presbyterian Boys Senior High School, Ya Asantewaa Girls Senior High School, and Accra Academy battle it out for the coveted trophy. After a close contest, Prempeh College beat Preseg by 0.5 marks to carry the day. The lads from Kumasi couldn't hide their excitement as they explained that the competition will deepen financial literacy.
We attribute all of this to God because it's not normal for a school to do two contests and beat the next school by 0.5. We really believe in the 0.5 and we are thanking God for his help, and we also like to thank all those who contributed to this being a success. We are really grateful and we are very happy.
To make money, so it begins at the primary stage. So learning about the capital market and about investment, that's the sure way to create wealth. So investment is a key thing. It should be included in what kids should learn.
The executive director of Young Investors Network, organizers of the quiz, Kofi Buziache, noted that the next edition of the quiz will be expanded to include other second cycle institutions.
Next year, we should expect a bigger contest. We're going to rope in the schools in the central region. Right, you know, there are a lot of big schools also in the central region. We're going to rope all of them in. We should expect something bigger. We expect that the students too would appreciate what we are doing and understand that it is not just the competition, but it is for us to give them the knowledge in the investment sector and investment industry.
Jerry Boachi-Dankwa, head of marketing and PR at Ghana Stock Exchange, explained the impact of the competition.
I think for Ghana Stock Exchange, Central Securities Depository and Young Investor Network and other partners, it's been very exciting, and I think it's met our expectations. When we ran this program last year, we actually touched about 5,000 students. This year, as we speak, we've touched over 14,000 students with our financial literacy programs. And we believe that this is the only way that as an exchange we can also contribute to this cause, to ensuring that Ghanaians become financially literate.
Quiz mistress and CEO of Named Capital, Abina Brigidi, shares her experience.
The experience was amazing. It was such joy to see that these young guys and girls knew about the capital market in a way that I never envisaged that they did know. And it was good to see a girls' school represent, and we are hoping to see more of these girls' schools represent next year.
The Capital Market Quiz is put together by the Young Investors Network with support from the Ghana Stock Exchange.
Well, in other stories, Winner Big Ghana has launched Winner Big, a platform in Ghana where individuals can purchase a ticket with a small amount of money and stand a chance to win a car, big cash prizes, expensive gadgets, and other prizes. According to his executive assistant, Ifeanyako, the raffle is aimed at giving people the opportunity to win items to cover some urgent needs.
The Winner Big raffle will give players the opportunity to attempt to win amazing prizes. At the launch, 3 players won 1,500 cedis each. Executive Assistant at Winner Big Ghana, Ifwanyako, explains the aim of the platform and its intended impact.
We wanted a way to lift people's spirits, like I said, to put smiles on faces, because to be honest, the truth is that it has been a long year for many Ghanaians, and a tough one at that. And so we were looking for a way to bring some excitement, and especially as the year was ending, we wanted to do this as a way to encourage people, give people some hope, whilst having fun. You don't have to take the fun out of your life even while chasing your dreams, while hoping to get that laptop or that phone or some money you're hoping to get to handle some expenses that have been piling up for long, or something, maybe a laptop you've been saving for the longest time. Okay, instantly you can win this gadget, and that is exciting. And for us at Winner Big, what we look forward to is the excitement when people win prizes.
Winner Big Ghana Limited aims to create an inclusive space where participants can not only enjoy thrilling gameplay, but also have the opportunity to win exclusive prizes that cater to a diverse range of interests, while simultaneously contributing positively to the communities they operate in.
All right, and that's it for this segment. The news continues after the break.
That's how we wrap up the bulletin this morning. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Log on to myjoyonline.com. There's more of the news and updates of all the developing stories. See you again at 12.